I don't even remember how to stand at the dartboard. How do I stand at the line? I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to hold this thing. I've totally forgot how to hold my dart. And I can't even follow through. What the heck? I forgot how to throw darts. I stink at this game. I'm never gonna win again. I have zero confidence. I hate this game. I never want to play again. I'm just gonna quit. Do any of these feelings sound familiar? This is how I felt for about the last year and a half, where my darts have just been terrible. But over the last couple months, I've made some changes and I feel better than I have in a very long time. So in this video, guys, I just want to talk about the things that I've changed. And maybe if you have had these feelings, or if you're having these feelings, you can watch this video and take some ideas from it to help turn around your darts game. All right, let's get into it. So one of the first things that I've done, and this is something that I have always used to help myself become a better darts player, but I've kind of forgotten about it, and because of the lack of confidence, I haven't really been using it the last year and a half. And this one thing is that you need to have a darts nemesis. Now, when I say a darts nemesis, that doesn't mean it's a negative thing. It could be your friend, or it could actually be someone you dislike, but you need to have someone that helps motivate you become a better darts player, a person that is gonna help motivate you to hit the practice board. So like I said, it doesn't have to be someone you dislike. A quick example, my first ever darts nemesis was actually my best friend. He is the one that brought a darts board over to my house for the first time, and we would play. He would always beat me, but it didn't really bother me too much. I mean, I don't mind losing anyway, but I was always better than him at ping pong. So he would always beat me at darts, and I would beat him at ping pong. Well, eventually, he started beating me in ping pong and was still beating me in darts. So that is when I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna start practicing a lot of darts just because I wanna beat my best friend. So it's kind of like a friendly little rivalry. It was kind of his same mindset to help him become better at ping pong and to beat me. So every time I hit the practice board, my mindset was just like, I need to practice to get better to beat him. And then eventually I did beat him. So the practice and motivation that I got from having him as a darts nemesis is what helped me become better to beat him. And of course, I've always had darts nemesis, nemesi, I don't know how you pluralize that. That's why I teach PE and not English. But that's why it's important to have someone like that, because it's going to motivate you to become a better darts player. And right now, I have a new darts nemesis, and this person has helped motivate me hit the practice board so much, and I'm just so motivated to get better. Whereas the last year and a half, yeah, I didn't feel like I wanted to get better. It was more or less, I just wanted to throw the darts that I was throwing the years prior to that, when I was throwing the best darts of my life. But I've gotten rid of that mindset of trying to get back to where I was, but instead I want to just improve from where I am at. So both of those outcomes do result in, better darts, but the mindset is much different, because me thinking that I just want to get back to where I was, that's more of a negative mindset, because I'm thinking, man, I used to be this good, but now I stink, versus, you know what? I'm just going to deal with it. I stink. I just need to get better. So having a darts nemesis has helped with that tremendously. So once again, doesn't have to be a real enemy. It could be your best friend, but it definitely should be someone that is better than you, because why have a nemesis of someone that you continually beat? Have someone in mind that you have not beaten that you want to beat. All right, next thing here is I've been thinking a lot more about darts, so in a positive light. So the last year and a half, when I would be thinking about darts, I was thinking more about the negatives. Like, man, I used to consistently be in the 80s, and now, I am thrilled if I get in the 80s. Heck, I'm happy if I throw a 75. You know what? I'm happy if I just throw in the 70s or even the high 60s. So I've been doing a lot more positive thinking about my darts game. So while I'm driving, sometimes my mind is wandering, but I'll make the conscious choice to think about my darts and think about getting better at the game. So I just, take some time to think about my darts game in a positive mindset. So that's something else that you incorporate. So while you're laying in bed at night, think about things you want to improve on. Think about the things that have been going good in your darts game. While you're driving in the car, if you're driving alone, obviously if you have people in there talking, it's a lot different. But if you're driving alone, think about it then. While you're in the bathroom, that's some alone time. Think about your darts. Don't sit there and mindlessly scroll on your phone, playing games or whatever it is. Just take the time, put the phone down, close your eyes, and think a positive mindset about your darts game. So that's another thing that's been helping me. This third thing that's been helping me is just I've been focusing more on my health. I've dedicated my life to health. I teach PE class. My life has just always been about health. Yes, darts is a huge passion of mine, but health was and is and always will be my number one passion. If I don't have my health, then I really don't have anything at all. And I will be the first to admit that I have been slacking on that. So that is one thing I've changed recently, is that I've made sure that my diet's been a lot better and that my workouts have been a lot better. And there's two things that help with this. The diet. Food is fuel for your body. If you're putting in bad fuel, you're not going to feel that good. If you're putting in good fuel, it's just better fuel, so you're going to be able to run more optimally. So that's what helps. And then, of course, exercise. Boosts your confidence, makes you feel better about yourself and stuff. So I've just been focusing on my health, and it's just helped me have a better mindset about everything, and has helped me feel a lot better. So focusing on my health. The next thing I've been doing is planning tournaments in advance. This is something that I have always been bad at. Usually someone will ask me last second, oh, did you want to throw this? Oh, let me look into it. I got to do this. And I'm just not good at planning things in advance, but I've been changing that, because one of the reasons I was bad at it is because I was like, if I'm not throwing good, I don't know if I'm going to want to throw at this tournament. That is a terrible mindset to have. It's like, I don't want to spend the money on the hotel and this, and that. That's a terrible mindset. That's a negative mindset. So sometimes I would procrastinate these things. Instead, now that I'm feeling good, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to this tournament. I don't care if I don't win or anything like that. I need to have the confidence that I can play at these tournaments. And another thing too, planning tournaments in advance is going to help you at the practice board, because if you're spending a few $100s on a darts tournament, you're going to want to try your hardest to win some of it back and throw good darts. So it helps motivate you to get to the dartboard and get in more practice. The next thing here, pinpoint one thing or multiple things to attribute your dart success to. Now, this could literally be anything. So I got this list that I'm talking about of things that I've been doing. And yes, individually, these things are helping me, but they're also helping me because I'm telling myself that they are helping me. So the darts Nemesis thing, having a darts Nemesis will help your darts game, but reinforcing yourself that it is helping your darts game will help your game even more. Okay, so this is more of a mindset thing. So quick example, I'm just trying to think. Let's say you stand at the line and you move your foot a 1/4 inch to the left of where you normally stand. Okay, now in your mind, you're like, all right, I'm standing a little bit to the left of where I stand. And let's say you hit a good dart shot. Now, you can tell yourself and be conscious, you know what? I threw good darts because I stood right there. So every time you go to the line and you stand there, don't mindlessly stand there. Tell yourself that you're standing there because that's where you throw good darts. Because now you're thinking, if I do this, I'm going to throw good. This mindset also kind of goes with like lucky charms or lucky things like that. If a person tells themselves that they're going to have a lucky day versus someone that tells themselves that they're going to have an unlucky day, they can experience the same exact thing, but the person who's looking at through the lens of being lucky, they're going to look at every situation from the lucky point of view, whereas the other person's going to look at it from unlucky. Let's say you have a lucky charm. You put that lucky charm in your pocket. Yeah, having it in your pocket isn't actually going to help you throw better, But if you tell yourself it's going to help you throw better, then that's going to give you the positive mindset, and then it will actually help you throw better. So yeah, pinpoint your dart success, the good things to something, and just tell yourself that that is helping you, which even though it might not actually be helping you, the fact that you tell yourself it is helping you will help you. I just said the words help you way too much there, so that means I need to go on to the next topic here, which is the grand board. I recently got a grand board, and I have not had more fun throwing darts than throwing on the grand board. I don't consider myself a gamer or anything like that, but all the games that I've played in the past have always been multiplayer games. I absolutely hate campaign mode. I hate playing games by myself. If I am not playing a game against someone, I really don't have much interest in doing it. So, you know, Gears of War multiplayer, Call of Duty multiplayer, Madden multiplayer, Alien Shooter on my phone multiplayer. So being able to play my favorite game, darts, at home multiplayer has been a complete game changer. There's times I'll find myself on my grand board for 2 or 3 hours a night, and one, it's helping me because I'm throwing a lot of darts. But two, man, I'm just having the time of my life, having so much fun playing on the grand board, so it motivates me to want to play. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy throwing on my steel tip board at home, but it's just me playing, you know, darts, playing practice games by myself, versus being able to go to the grand board and actually playing people, you know, putting pressure on me. I get the emotional swings of winning and losing. So, you know, these are things that happen at tournaments that it's hard to replicate at home, but I'm able to work on those parts of my darts game at home now. So I cannot recommend the grand board enough. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. However, if they want to, I would be more than happy to, but I cannot recommend the grand board more than enough. Even if you're a steel tip player, it is still so much fun just to be able to play online darts at home. And I know you can do it through Dart Connect on the steel tip board, but I don't know, there's just something about being able to turn it on and you're playing a game within 2 seconds in the lobby. So I cannot recommend the grand board enough. The last thing we're going to talk about here, guys, and honestly, this is the most important, and all these things basically boil down to this last thing, and you guys are probably sick of hearing about it, but I have just been making sure to get in my practice time every single day. Every single day I tell myself I'm going to get in 30 minutes of practice. So the last year and a half, if I go to the darts board and I'm not feeling good for 5 or 10 minutes, I'm like, you know what, screw it. My darts have been so bad lately, I still feel bad, I can't fix it, and then I just wouldn't practice. And sometimes there were just days that I didn't practice at all. So I've been forcing myself to hit the practice board minimum 30 minutes every single day. Even if the first 5 or 10 minutes feel terrible, I force myself to stay on the board and throw. So we talk about the only way to get better is by practice. But what do we really mean by that? Obviously, we know practicing is going to get better, but if you ask someone, well, how does practice make you better? Well, I'm playing more, so it's going to help me hit my target and stuff like that, but I'm going to talk about some specifics that getting a lot of practice helps me with. So once again, I talk about pinpointing something to your success. These are things that I think about while I practice that I pinpoint to, well, throwing better darts. The first thing is that it just helps with the confidence and the mindset. The more you're throwing, yes, you're going to get better, which is going to help your confidence and mindset. And having a positive mindset is so huge. Darts is way more mental than it is physical. So you will be able to bring out your best darts with a positive mindset, and practice helps with that. Another thing it helps with is just having fun. Like I said, I've been throwing on the grand board, having a lot of fun. I've been having more fun on the practice board because when you are throwing better darts, you're generally going to have more fun. So the more practice I get in, the better the darts are, the more fun I'm going to have. And having fun is the most important thing when throwing darts, because if you're not having fun, why throw it all? The second thing, or actually I think the third thing, actually let's put these two things together because they're both physical, but my grip and my follow through have been feeling so much better. I When I'm not feeling good, it's usually a result to my grip and follow through. My stance always feels fine. You know, everything always, like right there, had a very bad follow through. But usually it's my grip and my follow through that become very uncomfortable. I short arm my follow through. My follow through's angled. My arm feels like jello. And when your arm feels like jello, you're gonna have a lot of movement and it's gonna have a hard to throw it straight every time. And then same with my grip. So when I talk about throwing for 5 or 10 minutes and things don't feel good, it's usually a result of my grip and my follow through not feeling good. So that is when I would just stop throwing. Whereas now, if my grip and follow through are not feeling good, I keep throwing until it feels good. And then once it feels good, that is when the real practice comes out. So that's why I've been doing minimum 30 minutes, because usually it takes me at least 10 to 15 minutes to feel good. So then I get a minimum 10 to 15 more minutes of actually good practice. So your practice session does not start until you're warmed up and feeling good. Some people can be warmed up and feel good within 5 minutes. And you know, sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes it takes 20 or 30 minutes to feel comfortable and feel good. But at the end of the day, that practice that you're getting is not going to be really beneficial until you are feeling comfortable, because it's that comfortable feeling that you need to bring out to the tournaments to throw your best darts. So practicing more helps me focus on my grip and follow through a lot more. Whoa, that was, wow. So just getting in a lot more practice, it's going to focus on that, which brings me to my last point. And this is the most important thing in darts, is your consistency. So practice is gonna help with the consistency of your grip, your follow through, your stance, your mindset, everything that goes into darts. More practice is going to help with the consistency of those things. So darts, everyone has an A game, everyone has a B game. The difference between the top level pros overseas versus our top guys here in North America really comes down to that B game. Because our top guys here, their A game, they can throw in the hundreds. But the thing is, not consistently. So that's where the B game comes in. If your A game is 100, but your B game is like an 80 to an 85, that's a big gap. Whereas these top level pros, their A game is, you know, 110, maybe a little bit more, but their B game is still, you know, in the 90s at a minimum. So consistency is key. The more you practice, the more consistency you will have, and it will overall improve your darts game, your A game, but more importantly, it will improve your B game. And honestly, your B game is where a lot of tournaments are won. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have been struggling with your darts, give some of these things a shot. Hopefully they work for you. They've been working for me. If you're new, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Drop this video a thumbs up. I guess that's all we got to say. I'll see you all in the next one, and shoot well.